Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this press conference, we received some very, very sad news today that our friend and colleague, Luca Semprini, passed away in the night. Our thoughts here at MotoGP and everyone in the paddock are with his family, friends, and of course, the Ducati team. Please may I ask now for you all to join us in a minute of silence in his memory. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the pre-event press conference here for round 10 of the MotoGP World Championship in Brno, the Monster Energy Grand Prix of Czech Republic. With us today, we have the World Championship leader and winner of 5 races so far in 2019, Marc Marquez, the Assen race winner and second last time out in Germany, Maverick Viñales. With 2 podiums in 2019 and 6th overall, Valentino Rossi is with us. 3rd twice this year, including at the last race at Sachsenring, Cal Crutchlow. Home rider taking part in his 13th home Grand Prix at the Czech Republic, Karel Abraham. And 2016 Moto3 world champion, current Moto2 rider, Brad Binder joins us with news on his move to MotoGP in 2020. Marc, we will start with you. Welcome back to the MotoGP paddock. I'm sure you're feeling refreshed after your summer break on the beach. Looked like that you had some nice time to relax. You come here with a 58-point lead to now defend with 10 races to go. Many people would say the championship's over already, but I'm sure that's exactly not what you're thinking at all. How do you now approach the second half of 2019?
Yeah, of course, second part of the season will be the most important, but the summer break has been very good. I mean, time to relax, time to disconnect, but also time to prepare the second part of the season together with my brother. And yeah, now it's time to rejoin the championship. We will try to rejoin in the same way that we finish. And yeah, let's see here in Brno to start the second part of the season in a good way, and let's enjoy it on the track.
recently your races have been involved with Yamahas and Suzukis, but we know that Ducati are very strong here. You had some great battles with the Ducati riders here in Brno and in Austria last year. Who are you expecting to be in the fight coming up in the second half of the season? And do you expect to see Ducati fighting with you for victories once more?
Yeah, the first part of the season has been interesting because in some racetracks was one manufacturer, in the other racetracks another manufacturer. But the most important for us is that we were always there. I mean, we were always there to have the small chance to fight for the victory or finish in the second place. And this will be the target for this second part of the season. Here we will see during the weekend which manufacturer or which rider is the fastest one. But our target, our goal is try to be there on the podium, try to fight for the victory from the beginning until the end. And yeah, this is the way. If it's impossible, then it's time to survive and time to take points for the championship.
Mark, thank you very much. We now move on to Maverick Vinales. Maverick, a summer break, I'm sure that felt great for you after two brilliant races before we went into that break. How are you feeling going into the second half of the season? I'm sure you've been itching to get back on the bike again.
Yes, honestly, it's been great, as always. I'm full of energy because I finished the last two races on a good way. So for me, this summer break was quite long because I was waiting a lot to be on the bike because the mood I had was really good. But we arrived here, with the same mentality, nothing to lose. We will try to push at the maximum from the first lap on Friday, and I feel really good, calm, and we need to keep working to see where we can arrive on Sunday. But our priority is to take the maximum from the bike, trying to be in the front and to understand and learn a lot.
If I could just remind everyone, please, to turn mobile phones onto silent or off completely, please. Sorry, Maverick. Last year, Brno and Austria were not particularly friendly for yourself, for Yamaha. Are you expecting it to be different this year?
Yes, I think so. I think we'll be very different. We arrive on a really different way. The bike is working different than last year. It's a completely different bike. So I feel I can take out a lot of profit in this layout from the bike. So we will see. I'm quite curious to see, but as I said, I feel great. I feel at the maximum, and I hope this second part of the season we can prove and show our potential. Thank you very much, Maverick.
Yeah, we move now on to Valentino Rossi for the Monster Energy Yamaha team. Valentino, on paper, the results from Le Mans onwards haven't been too fantastic, I think it's fair to say. But on other days, it could have been different results. So what have been your thoughts going into the summer break, and has it been a good chance for you to recharge the batteries?
Yeah, for sure. Is a good chance to recharge the battery and take the right energy for the second half. Like you said, the last races of the first part for us was very tough, very difficult. We don't have good result. We expect to be stronger, so we need to concentrate and work better and try to be stronger for this second part.
In moments like this, is it any comfort at all seeing Maverick and Fabio have been fighting for victories? Does it give you the confidence that perhaps you're just one or two setting changes away from competing once more at the front?
Yeah. In the last races, but anyway, also from Jerez, Quartararo and Maverick are anyway very strong. So this means that the bike is competitive. We need to find other way to find the good feeling with the bike to ride at the limit.
Thank you very much, Valentino. We now move on to Cal Crutchlow. Cal, a welcome podium for you in Germany, your first since Qatar. I'm sure that was a little boost to take into your summer break. And we now arrive at a stage of the season that for some reason you seem to prevail at, and I'm sure that you were very happy always to walk in the front door at Brno after what was a brilliant 2016 race win.
Yeah, first of all, it's great to be back. It's great to be back in the paddock after the summer break. Even though I'm relishing the opportunity for the second half of the year, the summer break would have been nice to be 1 week longer, even though we had 1 week more than last year. But yeah, very happy to be here in Brno. Looking forward to working with the team again and getting things moving to the second half of the year, where, as you said, I seem to favour more than the first half of the year. So two podiums so far. Hopefully we can make it some more. Maybe starting this weekend, I don't know.
The third place in Germany wasn't the only podium that you've been chasing in the last month. It looks like in the summer break you took part in a cycling race over in the Isle of Man. Tell us about how that was and how did you get on?
Well, yeah, it was only it was a fun event. It was a great event around the Isle of Man, but I targeted to win and I finished third. So maybe if I target to win this weekend and I finish third, I'll be happy again. So, but it was typical Isle of Man weather, raining all the time and massive winds. So I think we're going to be maybe a little bit more fortunate this race here in Brno, and we'll see how it is come Sunday afternoon.
Thanks, Carl. We now move to the far end and talk with Karel Abraham. Karel, a huge Grand Prix as ever for you, of course, your home race here in the Czech Republic. And I'm sure you're looking for a positive result in what has been so far quite a frustrating season in 2019. How would you analyse the year so far?
Yeah, sure, you're right. It has been very difficult season so far. We are happy for scoring points anytime. That's a success, and that will be success for this weekend as well. So I think that we have done a lot of work with our team, and we have improved, especially on Friday and Saturday, but obviously Sunday counts. So we need to get better on Sunday and score points. And if we score points here, as I mentioned, it will be a nice weekend.
What are the expectations at the moment, and have you had to reassess them at all from the end of last year? Of course, the excitement of jumping on a newer Ducati.
Well, yeah, you can see that the field is very close, the grid is very close, the lap times are very close, and it's very, very difficult to compete, to get in onto the better results. Like top 10, of course, it will be our dream, but it's very hard, and we have to work hard for it, especially to make all the laps very constant, which is important for the race, right?
Thank you very much, Karel. Finally, we talked to Brad Binder at the far end. Brad, welcome to the press conference here in Brno. Some great news coming for you recently, the announcement that you will be a MotoGP rider in 2020. The first South African in the Premier class, certainly in your lifetime, so you must be very excited about that prospect.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward from now, I'm super excited to be stepping up into MotoGP next year. I know it's going to be a massive task, but all in all, you know, I'm ready for the challenge, and I think it's going to be an awesome opportunity for me. As you said, it's the first South African in a long time, so it's good for me and good for my country, and yeah, I'm really excited.
Just focusing on Moto2 now, obviously that's what you have to do for the rest of 2019. A couple of good results going into the summer break after what has been a really tough start to the year for KTM, but you've remained very upbeat throughout that. How have you managed to keep yourself calm when the championship was going awry?
Yeah, I mean, this year has been a bit of a disaster to say the least, but you know, every weekend we have seemed to find something new, and we've got a little bit stronger every weekend, and the last two were quite a bit better already, and basically now in the mid-season break we've got a brand new bike for this race, so looking forward, I really hope it's what we're missing and what we're looking for, and hopefully if it ticks all the boxes, we'll be able to start fighting for more victories and start to catch back some points.
Thanks very much, Brad. That concludes everything from myself. There will be no social media questions here today, so it's time for floor questions, please.
Question for Valentino. Valentino, Yamaha in the past had a very good story here from the time of Luca Cadalora fighting with Mick. Some years Yamaha is very, very strong. And also you last year, you were not far from the three first. Do you feel that this year is also a year that Yamaha can fight for the victory again?
Yeah, it is difficult to say in advance because the situation changes very much also from one year to the other. But usually, like you said, the Yamaha is good here in Brno. And last year for me was a quite good weekend because I started from the front row, and in the race was not so bad. But unfortunately, I don't have enough speed, enough potential for fight for the podium because the first three were faster than me. So we need to see from tomorrow, try to understand the right way to arrive at the good feeling with the bike, and we see.
Yes, Valentino, also one question for you. You just said that for the second part of the season you have to work in a better way to get better results, obviously. What does working in a better way mean? Does that mean that you will change your approach to FP1, FP2? Could you give us an example of what you mean by working in a better way?
I don't know if it's a problem of the approach. The problem, especially in the last races, is that we don't have enough speed. We try different things, but I was not enough competitive. So we need to try the right way to ride the bike at the maximum and try to be stronger.
Radek Mazal, TV Nova, question for Valentino. 23 years ago, it has been your first victory here. Can you still remember it, and how do you like it here in Brno, Vale?
Yes, it's a long time ago, but I remember very well because I think that everybody, all the riders, never forget the first victory in the World Championship. And also for me, it's a special place because also in '97 I won the first championship. I became world champion for the first time. And it's a fantastic racetrack. I think that all the riders like because it's very funny, very wide and fast. Especially with the MotoGP, you enjoy very much. So it's always a pleasure ride here in Brno.
A question for Mark. Mark, you've done 37 minutes in the 10 kilometers, which is a very good time. It was your limit. You had more. Alex was better than you. If you really fight, who will win?
Yeah, honestly, on running, Alex is better than me normally. But of course, we try to prepare well during all the season, to prepare well the physical condition, to be fast and consistent on the bike. And yeah, we run not a lot, but about physical condition, the base is good. And yeah, this summer break we have time to relax, but also time to prepare the second part of the season to achieve our goal. Me and my brother, we will try to fight, and yeah, we put all our effort, like you saw in the 10K race. 37 minutes is not bad, but the way or the target is another one. Is try to be in the top of the championship in the end of the season, and we are working together to achieve. Then we will see.
Mark, well, I have a question for Mark, for Valentino, and for Brad Binder. Last year we only had 2 weeks summer break. This year we've had 3 weeks summer break. Is 3 weeks long enough, too long? And also it seems like whether you think it's too long or too short depends on whether your last race was a good race or a bad race.
It's long enough. For me, it's long enough because then you have the chance to relax 2 weeks and then prepare the second part of the season, the last week and a half. And yeah, last year, for example, was too short because then you just relax 5-7 days and then you already prepare the second part of the season. And yeah, this year was I think the correct timing.
Yes, I'm agree because I think that 3 weeks is perfect. It's very good because last year 2 weeks is not enough because with 3 weeks you can have really 10 days that you can relax. And for me, it's the right timing because sometimes in the past we did also 4 weeks, but maybe 4 weeks is a bit too much because it's like you make 2 seasons. So for me, 3 weeks is fantastic, and I hope that continue like this also for the future.
Yeah, for me, 3 weeks is way better than 2 weeks, especially when you need to travel the whole way to South Africa. So yeah, I got much more time at home, and it was really cool. I always enjoy going home. So compared to the previous year where we only had 2 weeks, 3 weeks was an absolute pleasure.
Question to Maverick and to Valentino. Do you expect any new parts for the upcoming test here? And if so, what parts? I'm here. And what parts would you like to get you closer to the guy in the middle?
Well, actually, I'm very focused on on this race. I don't like to think onto the next year because first of all we have to try to improve this year to give the maximum. It's important to try the bike, but it's more important the race. So we will try to keep focus, especially Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we will see on Monday what we try, what they have, Yamaha have new, but at the moment I don't really pay a lot of attention. I'm 100% focused on my race, and we will see after Monday if the things are good or not.
Ci siamo, sì, ecco. Yeah, usually the race for sure is more important, so I don't know exactly what we have on Monday. We will discuss after the race. I hope that we have something new. I think that we have to work hard to be stronger, and at the end, what makes the difference is the total package between electronic engine and chassis. So now MotoGP is difficult to divide the bike. Is at the end one part altogether. So we need to improve our package, and usually the Monday test in Brno is important because you can have something for next year. So I'm very curious, but like Maverick said, now we concentrate on the race, and for Monday we will see.
A question from Mark, over here, Mark. At the Sachsenring, you back-to-back tested 2 different chassis through free practice and qualifying. Is this a similar approach that you will use this weekend?
Yeah, you will see tomorrow because you can check immediately. So, yeah, we will have the same approach because in Sachsenring I felt better with the new chassis, but then I raced with the old one because was enough there. So yeah, here again we will test again that new chassis to get more information, to try in a different layout, and let's see if it's clear better or still we have some doubt.
Yeah, I've got a question for Brad. You're getting a brand new bike tomorrow. What can you tell us about it? What's different? What input have you had? And have you ridden it yet?
I haven't managed to ride the bike yet. It's going to be the first time tomorrow in FP1. But yeah, I mean, basically, I think we just try to change the balance of the bike a little bit. I think we had a little bit too much weight over the front wheel the whole time. So yeah, it's literally a brand spanking new bike. We got the fairings are different, the tank's different, so it should be interesting. I'm really confident in this new bike that they've brought because in all the directions that they have moved in are the things that we have seen that we need throughout the year. So yeah, really hope that this is the one.
Yes, it's a question for Karel. Karel, how was the day in the ice hockey?
I think it was an amazing pre-event, but most of the pre-event made by Dorna are really cool. Last year we did the jet surf, that was amazing. Today we did the ice hockey with we're the local and my favorite, obviously, hockey team. So it was great to be on ice, you know, with guys that I watch on the TV and that I follow. And about the other riders who came, there were some of them that have never been on ice skates before, but looks like all of them did pretty well, and we all survived without any broken bones, so it's good.
How did you see John Mir?
Well, I think John Mir, he mentioned he never ice skated before, and well, yeah, when he was on ice for the first time, it was weird, right? But he got a lot better very quickly. So all of the guys were pretty good.
Gentlemen, that concludes the press conference. Have a strong weekend. If I could ask you all please to stand for the photo.